So, lads, today we're going to be talking about this, and this is something that we saw from Gabby Williams. We saw from Gabby Williams about the whole Caitlin Clark situation, and for me, this well and truly was a bit of a surprise, honestly, and we'd seen Kathy Engelbert at Unrivaled. We had seen all of this stuff. So, it's one of those things where I was like, you know what? Like, if we hadn't seen Kathy Engelbert on Unrivaled, if she wasn't, like, talking up a big game for Unrivaled, like, it would be something. It would be something. But she was talking up a big game. She was saying she wanted Unrivaled, and then to hear this from Gabby Williams is a surprise.
Especially being in that CBA meeting yesterday, it's very clear that the league wants to push away all other leagues.
And by the way, understandable on the league's part. But to do that, you got to be offering contracts in the millions of dollars. To do that, you have to be. Like, realistically, you're going to have to pay them. Because why would a player play in a league for $200,000 when they get paid $1 million? If it is a overseas or WNBA and the salaries don't match up, every single player will play overseas. Every single player will play overseas. But it is what it is. It is what it is. The WNBA, players who are getting paid more to play in Unrivaled, getting paid more to play overseas, they will make that choice. Let's take a listen to the rest of it.
Without still paying us more than those leagues pay us. Again, like, it would make sense if they were paying us more here, but it still isn't the case even with the new proposals, and it's very clear now that they want to push Unrivaled out, push AU out. They want to do it as much as possible. So I think now more than ever, it's really important to push against these kinds of issues.
And I mean this when I say this, the players have a point. The players have a point. Like, absolutely, they have a point in that regard. Like, players are basically... There are rules now in the WNBA that you can't show up late because, like, I don't even know. At the end of the day, these players are going to make the best decision for them. And if it ends up being a case where, like, if it ends up being a situation where players have to make a choice, they're going to choose where they get paid more. And if Unrivaled, like, if it turns out that they're not offering the players more money, there is a possibility Unrivaled could offer 100 people could have this type of contract. You could find investors for Unrivaled, even, well, you would need Caitlin Clark. You would have to go 5-on-5, and you would have to do a whole bunch of other things. And it would be essentially the wobble. But at the same time, it's big. This is an important thing to talk about, and it genuinely seems that the league is on one side and the players are on the other side, and the league is well and truly willing to screw over the players. And in my opinion, this is screwing over the players. Like, there's not going to be a situation where the WNBA season is on during the NBA season. Like, I know it's on during the playoffs, but obviously it's one of those things where the main parts of the WNBA season, the All-Star Game playoffs, is during the off-season for the NBA. Yes, there's a little bit of overlap with the finals at the start of the season, but it is what it is. There's always going to be some overlap because there's a totality. One league is longer than 4 months, another league is longer than 8 months. But at the same time, you're looking at the WNBA, like, they're never not really going to lengthen the schedule because you got the college draft. So the season can't start any earlier, and it can't really finish any later. You can't have a season finishing in November. You can't have a season finishing in November, December. So it's really hard to do that. For me, I think when they get to 18 teams, you should play every team twice. But that's not going to work. Actually, you know what? Maybe it will. Maybe it will because of the TV deals. You're going to get to 18 teams within 5 years. I think when it gets to 18, you play every team twice. You play 34 games a season. Every team plays 34 games a season. You play every team twice, home and away. It means rivalries matter. It means every games matter. And it stops all this back-to-back crap. It stops all of that stuff. And the season's played in the same amount of time. 34 games in 5 months is a lot. Like, almost every like European league, you play a team home and away. And that's where real rivalries are. Like, the Indiana Fever and Sky is a rivalry. Cool. No one needs to see them play 5 times this year. No one needs to see them play 5 times. It is genuinely a thing where the league can't, like, does the league want players to sit there for 7 months? And I understand why the league would want to stop, because the league would want to stop this happening because players get injured. Like, Benigni Hamilton got injured on Unrivaled. Because of out of 2, Unrivaled pays more than either AU or the W. Overseas pays more than Unrivaled. So clearly it's not who they're afraid of. Unrivaled roll out the money and players want it, while W higher ups sit in their hands and cries wolf about it. Why do WNBA players see it as a problem? Obviously, they want to make sure their players aren't injured in some rec league while getting paid more. I mean, they would have to drastically increase it. They would have to drastically increase it because there are genuinely players that are like far enough, making so much overseas that if you're trying to stop all of this, you're just going to lose the best players. I'm sorry, you're just going to lose the best players. Like, I think whatever about a Caitlin Clark who makes a whole bunch in endorsements, there are players that don't. There are really good players that don't make the Caitlin Clark endorsement money, and it benefits them to go and just make your million overseas. Like, currently, MMS is not in the league. If it turns out, if it is a choice for Gabby Williams between playing in the W or playing overseas for money, she's playing overseas. She makes way more money playing for Fenerbahce than she does playing for the Storm, and she's on a Supermax. She is on a cord Supermax, and she still makes way more money overseas. So yeah, it's one of those weird things that I think the league needs to do a bit of a better job of it. But this is the one thing that no matter what, the players have the right to not back down on. Because let's be real, the minimum contract is $60K. It costs, with the amount of money it costs to be a pro athlete, with the amount of money that it costs to be a professional athlete, $60K, you're not really going to survive at the highest of high levels. Man, $60K, I'm not joking when I say this. Like, they are getting paid the same amount of money as some pros are getting paid in Ireland. And there are 18,000 people watching some of these games. There are some pros in Ireland getting paid more. When you take into account housing benefits and all other benefits, there are some pros in Ireland that are probably getting paid more than the minimum contract in the WNBA get paid. And we play for 50 fans, not 18,000. There are teams play for 50 fans. But yeah, it's just a weird old situation. But anyway, that's the video. I'll see you guys.